Hi, good morning everybody. This is teacher Alex and today we will be learning English. Today we will be learning about in, on, at are very small parts of sentences but very confusing. So today I'm here to help you out with this one. Say ya! Hi! For describing time and place, the preposition in, on, at will be going from general to specific. So what does it mean? So today, that's what we're gonna be learning about. Okay? Are you ready? Okay, so let's start in the preposition in. So for example, I'm going to ask you a question. Where are you right now? So if you'll be thinking about a big place, it is in, right? So for example, I ask you a question, where are you? So you will think of a big place. Oh, that is correct. You're in Thailand. Thailand is a big place, right? Okay, so that's general. In order for us to understand the use of in, on, at as a preposition, we need to identify if we are talking about time or places. So remember that, kids, time and places. So let's start by using in first. So we will be identify what? Time and places, right? So let's start. If we are talking about centuries, we will be placing that on time, right? So in century, for example, in the 90th century, on the 20th century, we are using in as a preposition. And if we are talking about decades, okay, so here it is, you can see decades. For example, what are the example of decades? 90s, 80s, 60s, those are decades. Or if we are talking about years, for example, today we are living in 2021, right? So in 2021, we are talking about years. Or if we are talking about months, we are talking about months in a sentence, we are using in the month of February, in the month of September, okay? Got it? Or if we are talking about weeks, so what are weeks? Days are the weeks, right? Or if we are talking about seasons, so for example, in autumn, in summer, those are seasons, right? And those are time. So let's do it again. What? Centuries. If we are talking about what? Decades. If we are talking about years. If we are talking about months. If we are talking about days of the week. If we are talking about seasons. The examples of time in when you use in. And the next one is here. Place. So we will be using the preposition in if we are talking about parts of the day. So for example, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. That is correct. Or we are talking about certain big places, right? Place, for example, China, Thailand, Philippines, US. So we are talking about those big places, right? So we will be using the preposition in Thailand, in China. That is correct. Or if we are talking about certain big cities, like for example, Tokyo, that is a big city. Bangkok, that is a big city. We are talking about cities, big places. We are going to use in. Talking about your neighborhood. For example, city. What is the city next to Bangkok? Something like that. So for example, there is a city named Samoprakan. There is Vancouver, right? There is a city named Los Angeles. Okay, so those are, for example, city to city. you are talking about a specific big places, right? And you are talking about close places. For example, you are talking about car, in the car, because the car is a closed place, right? Or you are talking about in the park, it has boundaries. So you are talking about those things, you will be using in. So what is that again? In place, we are using parts of the day. We are using countries. We are using cities. We are using neighboring cities. Or we are using closed places. So those are the times that you will be using in a sentence. Alright? So let's go on with another lesson using in first. Are you ready? So we learn how to use the preposition in certain things. Okay? So we will be answering questions for today. Are you ready? I have a question. Where are you right now? That is correct. You are in Thailand, right? So I am in Thailand. That is correct. Very good. Because Thailand is a big place. Thailand is a country in general, correct? That is correct. Very good. I have another question. Where are we right now? That is correct. We are in Thailand. Very good. Now you are learning to use the preposition in a certain question and in answering a question. Okay, so we have here few questions for you to answer. And we will be using the preposition in. Let's start by answering the first question. Where is the boy? I will show you here a picture and you will think of an answer. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. Where is the boy? That is correct. It's right here. The boy is in the car. We use the preposition in because it's a closed place, right? The car is a closed place. Number 2, we will be answering the question, where are the kids? So the picture is right here. Where are the kids? There. The kids are in Bangkok. Bangkok is a big place. It's a city. So that's why we use the preposition in because of the word Bangkok. You are correct. Very good. Number 3, where are the students? That is correct. They are in the classroom. The classroom is considered a closed place, right? So that is in the classroom. Very good. Number 4, what year were you born? Okay, certain people are born in different year, right? But this one, I was born in the year 2017. Number 5, when did you arrive? The picture goes here. When did you arrive? So that is, arrive is a question about time, correct? So remember, I arrived in the morning of the day. You are correct. You can say, I arrived in the afternoon. Or you can say, I arrived in the evening. Because morning, afternoon, and evening are time of the day. Very good. We are done in using the preposition in. Now we go in the preposition on. First thing is we going to learn about time and places. Time and places using the preposition on. The first one is time. For example, we are talking about on the weekend or on weekends. Got it, okay? Number 2 is if we are talking about days. For example, on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. That is correct. Or if we are talking about a certain date. For example, when was your birthday? On the 25th of December. That is correct. Or if we are talking about dates, for example, when is Christmas Day? So you will say on the 25th of December. That is correct. Or we are talking about a day plus the parts of the day. For example, on Monday in morning. You can say that. Or you can say on Tuesday in the afternoon. Or on Friday in the evening. So that's day plus parts of the day. Another one is holiday with days. For example, Easter Day. Or for example, Christmas Day. So those are the times when we use the preposition on. So let's do it again. We use the preposition on by time, by dates, by specific days, like birthday. Okay, so those are the things that we use the preposition on. So let's do it again so that you will not going to forget it. Let's start with time, right? Day. Specific dates. Like for example, your birthday. That is correct. Very good. Or day plus parts of the day. On Friday in the morning. On Saturday in the evening. Or day and holidays. Like for example, Easter Day or Christmas Day. Day plus the holiday, right? Very good. Now we will going to discuss about the place when we use the preposition on in certain place. Okay, so we will be using the preposition on in streets. For example, on Acacia Street, on December Street, like that. And avenue, we are going on the 5th Avenue. So if we are talking about avenues, and what else? If we are talking about surfaces, like for example, on the table, on the chair, on the floor. Or if we are talking about means of transportation, for example, I ride on a bus, I ride on a plane, I ride on a boat. Okay? And of course, the last thing is communication. For example, I'm on the phone. I'm on the cell phone. Alright? So those are time and places we use the preposition on. And let's go for another question. Okay, kids, we have few questions here and for you to answer. Alright, so let's go in. The preposition on. When is the party? That is correct. On the weekend. Very good. When do we celebrate Christmas? That is correct. On the 25th of December. Because we are talking about certain date, right? It's a certain date. You are sure that 25th of December we celebrate Christmas. Where do you live? Where do you live? Very good. On 7th Avenue. Alright, good job. So if you are talking about avenue, if you are talking about street, you are going to use the preposition on. Or for example, where do you live? On Wall Street. Okay, very good. Number 4 question is, where is the pilot? Very good. The preposition on again. Why? Because airplane is a means of transportation. For example, where is the pilot? The pilot on the airplane. Or you can say, where is the bus driver? On the bus. Okay, very good. If you are talking about transportation, like for example, airplane, bus, trains, ship, all of those are kinds of transportation. So you are going to use the preposition on. Alright, so for you not to forget it, on weekend. Weekend is a time, right? On December 25th is a certain date. On 7th Avenue. Avenue, streets, you are going to use the preposition on. On the airplane. Airplane is a means of transportation like bus, like ship, like trains, and those are the times you are going to use the preposition on. Very good. Okay, so we're done with talking about in, on, and now we will be talking about at. So at is a very specific preposition about telling time and places. Alright, so let's dive in. Let's go. So if we are talking about at, we are talking a specific time of the day. So talking about a specific time of the day. For example, I go to school at 7 a.m. in the morning. So that's great, right? There is a time, so you will be saying at 7 a.m. in the morning. So what else? If we are talking about certain addresses, so I'm not just gonna say, where do you live? If someone asks me, where do you live? I live on 7th Avenue. I'm not gonna say that because at is a very specific locations, right? So you will be saying, I live at Bangduan Tropicana condominium at room 12345, something like that, okay? So it's specific time and it's specific locations. And what else? It's specific parts of the day. So for example, when do you drink your medicine? I drink my medicine at midnight. So you will be saying those things. If you are talking about a specific time, a specific location, a specific addresses, or a specific parts of the day, you will be using the preposition at. So let's go and answer a few questions again. Alright, so these are the questions that we have. We just got 2 questions for the preposition at, but there's a lot of things that you can use the word or the preposition at in answering your questions. One question is, what time do you go to school? Can you answer using the preposition at? That is correct. I go to school at 7 a.m. because you are telling the specific time when you go to school. Or what time do you go to school? Second question is, where are you? So if someone's asking you about your location and you have to tell them the specific location where you at, you will tell them not just on Wall Street or on the 5th Avenue or something like that. You will answer and give them all the details. For example, you said, I am at Tropicana condominium, room number 123. So you are telling the specific locations or location where you at. So that is the time you will using the preposition at. Alright kids, hope you learn a lot from me today. So what are the things we learned today? We learned about in, on, at. And those are prepositions of time and places that you are telling your specific place, time, or parts of the day, and so on and so forth. So I hope you've learned a lot from me today. And see you.